This is Hot Mic.
Hot Mic.
On the networks of WDAY.
WDAY.
Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 of Hot Mic Busy Monday show. We're already packed anyway, and then the Vikings and Justin Jefferson decided to agree on a monster contract. We'll have more on that coming up here later in our second hour. Also, Thompson baseball coach Nate Solis will join us at 10:35. The Tommies just won a third straight baseball state championship in Class B. Late addition to our show. He'll come on at 10:35. Pretty cool deal for basketball fans in the area, girls basketball players especially, over the next 2 days, where not often you get a basketball Hall of Famer to come around Fargo-Moorhead, but that'll be the case. Lindsay Whalen will be in town both tomorrow and Wednesday for a basketball camp hosted at Shanley, and it's our pleasure to welcome back to the show Shanley girls basketball coach Beth Maher to join us here on a busy day. The obvious question is, how in the world did you get Lindsay Whalen to come to Fargo?
I know. I'm so excited about it. Lindsay and I are friends from college days. We used to coach in Minnesota. They have a Minnesota Elite Camp for invite only, and which I attended as a high school player. And then in Minnesota, they invite the college players in the state to come and coach. And so Lindsay and I would coach together in the summer, and then after the girls were done, the college players would play, and I had the opportunity to get to play with Lindsay, and she caught on quick that I was a good shooter, and she's an awesome passer, so pretty nice dynamic. It was fun to play with her. So we just I of course followed her, and then as I was trying to brainstorm and get ideas about getting girls excited about basketball again, I was like, what the heck? I'm going to reach out to Lindsay and ask her if she'll come up here and host some camps. And she was all about it.
That's
She's
awesome.
super excited. So I've been Zooming with her the last couple of weeks, and the content that she's going to bring is it's so like the new basketball. It's going to be awesome.
Well, the fact she was not that far removed from being the head coach of the Gophers, now you coach the game. How many of your current players know that she actually played, or they know that she was a coach? Do they know that she played?
Well, that's a really good question. I would say basically weekly would be sending my girls updates on, watch this YouTube clip, watch her, playing for the Lynx, watch her playing for the gold medal, Olympic teams.
Yeah.
Actually, a bunch of the girls went down to the NDSU Gopher game, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, she has a flag," at the arena there. So that was cool too for them to actually make that connection.
To make this happen, when she says yes, okay, then what are the wheels in motion? Like, okay, now I got to make this happen.
Yeah, I was like, okay, all right, she's doing this now. And I'm just, my personality in general, it's like, if I'm gonna do it, we're gonna do this. So, Kelly actually, Kelly Roislin was her assistant coach for the Gophers. And then Kelly coached up here with my, one of my best friends, Jamie Berry.
Yep.
And so I got to know Kelly when she was coaching up here. And then my sister Lisa played against Kelly when Kelly played for the Gophers, which the Bison beat the Gophers that year. So Kelly is actually going to be coming up with Lindsay, and I've just been so impressed with the content and the organization that they've created. And then I'm providing the coaches and then just kind of giving them some feedback on the things that I think the Fargo metro area girls could benefit from.
Beth, what kind of girls are coming who signed up, and how many do you anticipate having over the next couple of days?
Well, that was, it was important to Lindsay that we didn't have too big of numbers. And then I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. So I limited it to 40, and we hit that. So that's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I am so excited because I've got some of my own studs here at Shanley, and a lot of my Shanley girls have bought into it. So they're signed up. Even I've got a lot of talented young girls, but I'm really excited. Jaden Haley is coming who just signed with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Jaden's going to come. And Lakin Donnelly's coming. Jordan Christofferson from Horace. So, and Jordan's mom, actually, Jenny, who I played against at UND, she played with Lindsay in AU, so she's excited to come.
That's wild. The connections are crazy to me. That's wild.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just exciting with how much talent we have right now with girls basketball. But I've got Olivia Couchman coming from DGF. She's a stud point guard over there. I've got Scout Woods coming from Wapaton with her little sister. I've got this little stud, Jade Taylor, that's come in. Some names that I didn't really know, but I guess are I it's 8th grade to 12th for the varsity camp. So
Okay.
I'm excited names and but the organization of we're going to be doing lots of Lindsay is heavily involved with the USA 3-on-3 league,
Yep.
and so really passionate about lots of skill, drill, and 3-on-3. So
From afar, you obviously played in the same time era she was. What did you admire about her game when you watched Lindsay play?
um her driving to the basket, her ability to finish, her quick feet, her ability to see the court. I mean, I was, as a 3-point shooter, just drooling that she could find me anywhere. Um, but and that's what I told her when she came up here is that's what I wanted to focus on is driving and finishing. These girls, I think high school girls are solid, for the most part. They've got the 3-point game down and they can, shoot layups, but it's that mid-range game that they really need to work on. So we're going to be focusing on that and then driving hard to the hoop.
When she was coaching the Gophers last year when they came up to play the Bison, that was a great, great atmosphere. And I would think not half the crowd, 40% of the crowd came because she was coaching and it was the University of Minnesota. That was a huge deal last year. And the Bison won that night, which added even more to it.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to visit with her about that.
I don't know if you bring that one up. Don't lead with that.
Well, yeah, I that she, I've been in her shoes where you just didn't really get a break from playing sports and then going straight into coaching where you are human and sometimes you just need a little break. And she's a good golfer and she likes to play tennis, so she's enjoying those things this year.
So last time we had you on was you got the job at Shanley. Year one's in the books. Tell me how you'd evaluate year one as coach.
Okay, that's a good question. Definitely positive. I think it was a good high note. Not as many wins as I had hoped, so that was a little. Never felt stressed about it, but just maybe a little disappointed. But also knowing that the things that were holding us back are fixable. And already looking at the girls today, I'm like, I had so many young girls and just they walk in the gym, they're an inch taller, stronger, more confident. So it's going to be so exciting. I think somebody told me that the Hoopsters magazine said that we're on their list for the team to kind of watch. So I'm excited about that.
So when EDC plays out, Horace beats Red River. You won your qualifier game, and then you end up having to play Red River of all teams to try and make state. What was going? You probably had to right.
Cheyenne.
Okay, you probably had to just. You're just like, oh, we got to play these guys. You know how good they are.
Well, so the thing with Cheyenne is that we beat Cheyenne. No, we lost to Cheyenne at home by 3, and then they did a number on us when we were there. But just we matched up with Cheyenne really well. Yeah. It's just that Brennan Dick. We were up by 12 at halftime, but then Brennan Dick took over and we didn't have an answer for her.
She's all right.
Well, she's got that float game down, and I didn't teach that last year. So actually, Lindsay's doing a whole section on teaching the float game, and I'm kind of my era. We didn't really do floaters, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna step outside of my comfort zone, and we're gonna be teaching floaters this year.
So I was talking with you a couple weeks ago because one of your current players just got offered by Jory Collins and Riley Sievert, who just finished, for everybody, her 8th grade year. She just finished 8th grade. Which I think for some, Beth, they're like, holy cow, is that young? But granted, that's kind of the era we're in now with girls basketball. 2 other players, you mentioned Jordan Christofferson, who we had on the show last week, and Marley Falcon from Bismarck Legacy, who also just finished their freshman year. I guess larger point question is, how good is the youth basketball on the girls' side right now in the state?
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, it's definitely a different era. When I was being recruited, you couldn't be offered till your junior year. I have mixed feelings about it. But I think if you are the athlete that, you make if you're a Division I athlete, you make that decision, at a young age, like I want to work towards this. So I think these girls being offered are hard workers and, they earn that. So, some people say, oh, that, are they going to quit working hard? And I think the type of players that they are, they're hungry and they want it. But yeah, we're incredibly proud of Riley. She's, even as a 9th grader, she's coming in. She's going to be her 3rd year of varsity, and we're looking at her as a leader this year. And And she's definitely came in this morning looking, I don't know, looks like an inch taller and stronger and boss out there this morning. So I'm excited about
Give
that.
us the
We're
lowdown
really
on her for people that haven't seen her play. What stands out about her and her game, even if she's going to be a freshman in high school this upcoming year?
6'1", she's 6'1", 14-year-old. And
That starts.
yeah, she can be my backup point guard if I need it. She can be my backup post player if I need it. We're going to work on using her body a little bit more. She's got just as broad as shoulders as me, so I want to get her to be a little bit more physical on the blocks. But she can shoot threes. She can drive. She's just she's everything that she's earned those offers. And she's got the Jackrabbits are watching her very heavily. Badgers just started following her on Twitter.
Oh boy.
So she's got a break.
Well, and this weekend, Minot's Lily Bell, who won a state championship as an 8th grader, Iowa and Miami offered her. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, that is huge deal. Iowa. I mean, everybody knows Iowa now, and they just offered her.
Well, yeah, actually, I had reached out to Lily because I wanted her to come to this Lindsay camp, and she was going to come, but then she's having some heel issues, so she's going to be probably just some growing pains type thing. So she's got to rest up because she's heading to California for the Adidas All American Games or something this next. But so Lindsay and I had talked about starting an elite camp here in North Dakota, and next summer is going to be the first year of it. It's going to be invite only. I want to get partner up with the western side of the state, get some of the west states coaches involved, and get these girls excited about basketball again. Set some goals that they want to be part of this, and Lindsay wants to be part of it, and so hopefully we can get that rolling next summer.
Not to make you feel old, but I'm going to ask anyway about AAU. Was AAU a thing when you were in high school, or no? Like, how did Coach Rulli find you?
Well, you know what? AAU is so much different than when I played, and I actually think it should be the way that I played. So I played for North Tartan, and so I don't know if you recognize like Tamara Moore. She played the WNBA. Got recruited. She played for the Badgers. Jessie Stonsky played for the Badgers. We took 9th in the nation my sophomore year, and I mean I was being recruited by Sanford. Tara Vanderveer used to send me personalized letters.
That's awesome.
Why did I throw it away? I was like, why did I throw my recruiting box away? But I tore my ACL my junior year, and that was so I didn't even play my junior year. So that was a bummer, and that's why I ended up going to NDSU, is because they really stuck with me. But North Tartan is who I played for, and we were the top 9 girls in the state, and then we had a B team also. But then that was it. Then there was a couple other teams. But when Annabelle played, I went through this, and I'm like, there's 5 different divisions for each grade. It's crazy. We just had one division, and the best of the best played, and it was awesome competition. So it was a thing, and but it was just really important. It was really an honor to be a part of it.
What division would you be in now if you had to go? If you were playing now?
Well, we would have been the top. We won state every year, so.
And you would be on the top team, right? You would be playing on the.
I was on the top team, not because I was driving to the hoop and stuff, but I was rebounding Tara and Jessie's shots and getting lots of points because there wasn't a lot of passing going on.
AAU basketball. You got to get yours, right? That's the way it works.
On their shots, you'll have 20 points a game, and I did, and I kept my spot every year.
I have 2 last questions for you. I know how much of a diehard Bison alum you are. To see, and we talked about it a couple times at games this year, more alums come back. The Montana game was fantastic crowd-wise. Where can this thing go, Beth, into this coming year? It's tough with Heaven and Elle being gone. Where do you see things going with Bison women's basketball moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time. It's a challenging time too, with us kind of being right on the cusp of what, where we stand as a Division I program. It's, unfortunate that we lost to Elle, but we've got some really talented girls coming in. I'm so proud of Jory and what he's done with our program. My best friend Jamie Berry, I mentioned, she's a part of that, and I think they're doing a really nice job recruiting. I just think that I'm excited that the community is getting involved, and that Montana State game was amazing. Yeah. When the alumni got to sit on the court there with Rachel Otto, I mean, that was like a core memory for me. So I'm excited to continue to watch them.
I know you have tons of free time, so when you do have a minute to actually sit down, is what basketball player, man or woman, do you stop and say, I want to watch, or this is the one I want to teach my kids, my players to watch? Who comes to mind when I ask you that?
Well, I've got a lot of 6'1" guards here at my school. And I've been talking to my point guards about following players, and I mean, it's kind of cliche, but I like Caitlin's ability to use the screen and reject the screen.
Mm.
We've been watching Lindsay a lot, but then the girls really are starting to get into the WNBA, and
Yeah.
me too. I mean, like I only had the capacity to do like high school basketball and then college basketball. But yeah, we haven't really dove too far into that, but I think, yeah, definitely Caitlin and the Bayou Barbie. She's got some, maybe, I think her attitude's changed a little bit here on the WNBA, so that's been kind of fun to watch. But we're gonna I think we'll have to grow with that a little bit.
Yep.
And I tell Nora, my point guard Nora, I love how the way Mason Claybo plays. I'm like, I want you to see how Mason sees the floor like that. I'm like, I want you, watching him and see how he's a boss out there and so forth. So even just kind of keeping it local too. I love Lakin Donnelly's mid-range game. She's one of the girls that has that, and that's what makes her an outstanding player.
I know you're busy. Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome to see Lindsay in town. Be well, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Yeah, much, Dom. Thanks for the time.
No
Have
problem.
a great day.
Beth Maher joining us, for Bison standout player, now Shanley girls basketball coach. Again, Lindsay Whalen coming to town here tomorrow and on Wednesday for a camp here to work with girls basketball players. It's pretty cool to get the Gopher all-timer and basketball Hall of Famer. She's in the Hall of Fame in Springfield, Mass. You can go and see Lindsay Whalen's photo there. We'll break. We had a couple emails to get caught up on and much more on Justin Jefferson's record-setting deal with the Vikings. We roll on a busy Monday. Hot Mike returns. We're back after this.